Welcome to Second Act Sobriety. I'm Dr. Donald Crow. I created this channel for people like you. Smart, successful, maybe even admired by others, but quietly stuck. You know something has to change. You know alcohol is getting in the way of the life you've worked decades to build. And yet, here you are. I was in your shoes 28 years ago. A seasoned emergency physician who couldn't figure out why he couldn't just stop drinking. Morning after morning, I'd wake up with another broken promise. Another boundary crossed, another hollow commitment to do better tomorrow. What finally changed? Circumstance forced my hand, and I found myself in a treatment center. I got a few weeks of clarity. And what I saw in that clarity wasn't just the shit show that my life had become, but the obstacles, real, powerful obstacles that had kept me stuck there. I discovered that I was trapped behind 5 invisible walls, a prison of my own making. And I found that I was not alone. Many others I spoke with told me the same story. A story so similar, I came to believe that these obstacles are faced by almost everyone trying to get sober. I realized that when I allowed them to work together in the darkness that was my secret alcoholic life, I could not escape them. It wasn't until I illuminated them individually that their power over me faded. Today, in this video, I'm going to expose these 5 most powerful barriers to your sobriety for your scrutiny, because examining them is the first step to tearing them down. The first barrier is the fear of facing the physical consequences. That means starting with the obvious, withdrawal. It's uncomfortable, and for some, it's dangerous. And everyone who has quit serious drinking has to go through it. Maybe you've already felt it, the shakes, the sweats, the fog, the cravings. You know what's coming if you quit. And let me tell you, this is a legitimate fear. It's no fun, but it's not permanent. It's temporary. With medical help, it can be managed. For very heavy drinkers, this is not optional. You might need detox. You might need meds. That's fine. You're not weak for needing this help. You're smart for planning for it. Withdrawal is a ticket everyone punches on the way to a sober life. And believe it or not, many people eventually look back on withdrawal with gratitude. They're thankful they got through it. And they're thankful that they know they never have to go through it again. Let your doctor help you plan. You can get through it. The second barrier is the fear of feeling your feelings. So we need to talk about the thing we don't talk about: feelings, boredom, rage, self-pity, loneliness, even joy that never feels quite good enough. For years, maybe decades, alcohol was your mute switch. Booze provided the illusion that you could control what you felt. And without it, those feelings are going to show up, raw and unfiltered. With alcohol, I trained myself not to feel them. Trained myself. Quitting meant riding full speed into these emotions with my training wheels removed. And recovery? Recovery meant facing and allowing those feelings to have their way with me. Slowly, painfully. But honestly, that's where the healing happened. Soon, you'll discover you can live comfortably inside your own skin. And that, my friend, is a skill worth having. Barrier number 3 is the fear of abandoning your identity. Let's be real, drinking wasn't just a habit, it was part of who you were. It was there during the big events and during the little rituals. The Friday nights, the family reunion. You spent decades becoming who you thought you needed to be, and alcohol held it together until it didn't. You didn't need any help being you until you did. So who are you if we amputate this part of you? That's a scary proposition, but it's also a gift. Sobriety isn't about losing your identity, it's about discovering it. Exploring who you really are without the fog, without the noise, without the lies. And if you're brave enough to ask for help, you'll discover it doesn't weaken you, it frees you. The fourth barrier is the fear of navigating life without alcohol. And here's the one where the rubber meets the road: your environment. You'll ask yourself, can I still hang out with my friends? What will my spouse think? What will my kids think? Can I even walk past the wine aisle in the grocery store? Let me answer that question. Maybe not, at first. And that's okay. Restructuring your environment can be a distraction that fills the early days of sobriety. With some effort, you can change your surroundings into a sanctuary instead of a temptation. You can clean out the house. You can block the numbers. You can build a safe space. Restructuring your environment won't magically fix your disease, but it can make your recovery more winnable. Control what you can control and stack the deck in your favor. Every little decision counts. And the fifth obstacle is the fear of failing. This is a big one. What if I try and it doesn't work? What if I relapse? What will people think? Let me tell you, I did relapse. I didn't die from it, and I didn't lose everything. What I did was get back up. I used what I'd learned. I picked up the tools that early recovery had introduced, and I started again, with more clarity and conviction than ever, because relapse taught me where my efforts hadn't been enough. I hadn't learned how not to fight alcohol, so that I would stop inviting it back in my life. Sobriety isn't about never failing, thank God. It's about learning how to get back up, faster, smarter, and stronger. Those 5 obstacles, they once seemed unbeatable to me. But once I identified and examined them, they lost their power. They weren't monsters, they were just shadows, like all fears. So if you believe alcohol is in the way of the life you deserve, or you're even considering that possibility, then ask yourself this: what's really standing between me and putting down that drink? Because once you truly face that, you can overcome it. If this video helped, please do me a favor, click subscribe, hit the bell, and share it with someone who needs it. Please comment below and tell me if you face these obstacles. And check out these videos here. I'm Dr. Donald Crow. And remember, quitting drinking doesn't mean giving up anything real. It means opening the door to the life you deserve. I'll see you in the next video.